So I already started this before, and then I had to cut it short because of my data stuff. But somebody sent me um data, and I really appreciate that person. I just want to say this live is sponsored by you. Thank you for pitching in and helping me out here. I won't forget it. Okay, so I was actually very excited to come on live today. I don't think I had any specific reason for being on live, like for being so spontaneously happy, you know. I think it was mostly just this idea that because I didn't, I talk about my neighbor's dog, and how they cry a lot and all of that. So I was just thinking to myself that maybe today's the day I would go over there and just say hi and kind of get a little bit friendly with the owners so that I can find out why dogs always cry. I don't know, maybe it's something that they themselves cannot help the dog with, and that is um why they've not done anything about the dog being all sad. And also there's this thought running through my head that what if the dog is in pain, what if the dog is hungry, what if the dog is just, suffering from just blatant neglect. And I just had this idea that if maybe they felt like people were listening in, or they felt a little bit conscious of other people, they would do better. Even if it's not so 100% better, they would at least try try to be nicer to the dog, yeah. So another thing again that really got cut short in the live before now was how there was this hateful person that came into the chat and started spelling out a racial slur, and I don't even know. I felt so numb. I did not know what to say to such a person, because how do you begin to talk to somebody that feels like somebody that's already at the bottom of the barrel? Yeah, somebody whose life has no light, somebody whose life cannot ever get better, and somebody who probably is on the edge of ending it all. How do you try to rebut the nastiness that they spew from the inside of their ugly spirits? How do you rebut it? There's no real way to rebut it. So, and then my network got cut off, and I was like, yeah, I was so frustrated. So I took a nap. And then when I woke up, I found out that somebody had decided to help me out with network, like credit and data and all of that. So I felt very optimistic, yeah. I felt like, what, the world can feel like it is full of ugly people, it's full of nasty people, full of people that don't have any joy in their life, and how they want to spread it and spread it and spread it and spread it and spread it. um how they want to spread so much evil, you get. But then the world is also filled with wonderful people, yeah. People that are not afraid to be kind, and people that will not hesitate to show you appreciation or love or kindness, basically. Hello Mariana, welcome to the stream. I feel like I said, like the way I do on my Instagram, I highlight the people that actually make my chat fun. I highlight the people that actually do their best to, I don't know, enliven the chat, make everybody kind of, feel good on the chat, and I highlight it on my Insta story. So I feel like that was not a mistake. I feel like that was what to say. I feel like that was kind of a sign of how I should keep going forward, regardless of how nasty people decide to spread their, I don't know, nastiness, I guess. Um, so anyways, yeah, so that's why I showed up again. Get just for that person, just for the person that decided to help me out. Hello, hello. Just for the people that decide to show up. Hello, Ryan. My name is King. Um, I think I'm good. I'm good. Hello, Stella. Welcome to the chat. Oh, from the UK. Well, this is Nigeria. I'm streaming from Nigeria. Thank you for joining my chat. I hope you're having a wonderful day today. I hope you're having a cool day today. Um, so, anyways, hello, Jayola. Hi. Welcome to the chat. What's today's date? Today is what? September 19th, and it's a Friday. Hello, eyes low. Welcome to the chat. Um, so anyways, there's this book I'm reading here. This book by Khalid Hosseini, The Kite Runner. And I have gone so far in the story here. I think the story is I would say the story is kind of like a redemption sort of experience. I don't know what is going on, but I don't know. Usually I go on live and I meet wonderful people on live, but today is just been weird. I don't know why. Maybe I should not have come on live, but because somebody was so kind to support me with data and all of that, I was like, you know what, let me just come on live, regardless, and do what I do. I actually stream every day on YouTube, so if it's something you'd like to join, you can subscribe and support my channel. I usually review books that I read, or I just read books, yeah, on live. So I finished reading one book this week. So I've started this one, The Kite Runner. It's not that like I've started it. I started it a while back, so it's something that I'm in the process of reading. So I just decided to bring it onto my channel, yeah. Um I don't know. So like I was saying about the story here, the story is like a kind of redemption sort of arc of the main character. And I like it because the author puts us in this uncomfortable position of, seeing the main character as a, what to say, a, like, a how to say this, not a good person actually. So the main character of this book is not a good person in the most traditional sense, yeah. And the main character is a man, but we started the story off as a child, yeah. And he's from Afghanistan. His mother died in childbirth, so he grew up with his dad. Hello, good afternoon, Lorenzo. I'm all right as far as I can see. So he grew up with his father, and his father is a very traditional type of man, wanting his son to be slow reader. I feel like when you read fiction or you read books, I don't think you should judge yourself by the speed with which you read fiction. Do you understand? I feel like at the end of the day, since it's fiction and it is your own, like your for your own pleasure, I don't think you should put yourself under any sort of deadline, to judge whether you are fast or you are slow. You get in your reading style. I'm actually streaming from Nigeria. Nigeria is in West Africa, Nigeria, African continent. Hello, the Brothers TV. Welcome to the chat. My name is King. I hope you are wonderful and you spread wonderful vibes in the chat. Harry Potter books. Okay. Harry Potter books. I have not read any of the Harry Potter books, to be honest. And if I wanted to do anything Harry Potter, I would watch the movies instead of reading the books. I know back then, hello Murizo, back then there was a lot of popularity around buying the books and reading it there, but I can't read Harry Potter book. I think I would rather watch the movies there. And then again, the idea of even watching the movies is like, I don't understand. I don't think my interests are so deep set into Harry Potter style world. Yeah, Nigeria is okay, Murizo. Where are you from? Nigeria is fine. Nigeria is okay. Where are you from, Lorenzo? Nigeria is experiencing a lot of rain. Or my side of Nigeria is experiencing a lot of rain, actually. Hello, Nat. Welcome, welcome. Lorenzo's from Germany. Welcome. I also have a subscriber from Germany. Cool, cool, cool. I think this is the Indian flag. Wanat. This Wanat. Welcome to the chat. How is Germany so far? Right now, I mean, how is Germany? I hope your country is cool and your side of the country is wonderful. I hope you're having a wonderful day today. Um, so this book I'm reading here, when I started reading it, yes, I was expecting the main character to kind of be this suffering person. Which part are you in Nigeria? Okay, I stay in Lagos. Lagos. Why not? You can call me King. Hi, Godwin. Hello, welcome to the chat. Lagos. I stay in Lagos, Lorenzo. Where are you from? Where in Germany do you stay as well? Hello, Godwin. Hi, hi. So anyways, what was I say? The story that I'm reading here, hi, this one. The story that I'm reading is kind of like when you start to read it here, you have to put yourself in the shoes of the main character, because it is his perspective we are like seeing the world through. I don't answer questions about marriage, so I won't answer that question. Godwin, it's just my own thing on my channel. I don't answer questions about age and marriage because I'm not asking anybody that joins my channel about their marital status, so I don't think it's important. Yeah. So the main character in this story, he he made me feel uncomfortable because I could read his mind. Hello, Vicky. Welcome back again. Happy to see you here. Happy Friday. I hope you are having a wonderful start to your weekend. Everybody, how is your weekend going to be? Does anybody have any plans for the weekend? Does anybody have plans for the weekend? I don't really have any plans. I am going to stay indoors and stream as usual. I don't have anything special going on. Today, Vicky, today has been tough. Today has been tough. I think this is just one of the hurdles of I think coming on a live stream on any platform on the internet. Yeah. I think it's something that I don't want to be expectant of, but I also don't want it to throw me off of my goals and my dreams of growing my channel actually. So I'll just say it's a bit tough today, but I'm getting through all of that. Godwin, I would just accept it as a compliment, I guess. Thank you for that. Thank you. Um, so I was talking about this book I'm reading called The Kite Runner by Khalid Hosseini. It's a very cool book, and I've gotten to chapter 16. So I don't think I'm not at the halfway point of the story yet, but of the page count, I guess. But the story, I think I've gotten to like halfway point of the story because we're at a very pivotal point. Like I'm at a very pivotal point in our main character's journey. Like I said, the main character is going through a redemption journey, in my opinion. You know, he committed this like deep betrayal against his best friend, in their childhood days. And after this betrayal happened, there was no chance for healing because his country was affected by war, and everybody had to find, a country of refuge. So he left his country. But before that, because of the whole thing that happened between him and his best friend, yeah, his father took his best friend, or the father of his best friend, like he calls him uncle or something, took his son and left the family, his family, while he had to live with the guilt of all of what had transpired between both of them. And then war came to their country, and they had to leave their family home and move abroad. So but throughout, you can, because we're following this person that committed this betrayal, yeah. Hello, Lawan. You can feel the discomfort of him bearing this load of guilt, this load of sadness, this and how whenever things go bad in his life or things don't go as he expects, he he attributes it to what he has done in his past. He says, like at some point, him and his wife, they start wanting a child, and they start trying for a child, and the woman goes through a million different treatments, and it's all painful and invasive, and she's frustrated. But in his heart of hearts, the doctor says, okay, will you consider adoption? But the families talk about it, and they say they don't want to adopt any child. And him himself, in his heart, he doesn't tell his wife, yeah, but in his heart he believes the reason why they cannot have a child is because he feels he won't be a good enough father. And again, he feels like that is his penance for what he did to his friend as a child. And so at this point, his father is late, he's all alone in the world. His only family is his wife and his wife's family. Anyway, he gets a call from an old family friend of his father, family friend of his child. And the man says, oh, you have to visit me. Ah, ça va bien, Touré. Ça va bien, merci. Et tout, comment vas-tu? Aussi. Also, where are you from? What country are you from? So he expects, like, his family friend calls him and tells him to come over to see him. So he travels from where he is to his father, to that friend's country. Yeah. And when he visits this man, he finds out the man is dying. Yeah, and the man now looks at him and tells him that you can actually atone for what you did to Hassan. That is the name of his childhood friend that he betrayed. Hello, cold-hearted. Welcome to the chat. He tells him you can atone for this thing, yeah, that you did. But he says it in passing, not as if he implores the boy like to start doing it. And even if there is no force to his words, our main character, feels it like a punch in his guts, and he feels like yes, it is time for him to do so. But before we go on that journey, this friend of the family is telling us a story, and he's trying to tell us the story of how we got to this point. where he got to this point where he found out about the betrayal, the events that happened between both of them, and going on from there. So he starts to tell us, the reader, about how the war affected the country. Okay, so my name is King. My name is King. How war affected the country, how um, the country was completely changed, because of the soldiers walking about in their country parading, and everybody was distrustful of their neighbor, even though that was not the scene of the country before this our main character and his dad left here. So I think it's, yeah, that's my best name. I think is how to say, I think it's going to be a very interesting journey here, following what happened in the aftermath of the first bombing in their country. Thank you, cold hearted. Thank you. I think that is, I'm curious here. I'm very curious in this part of the story to see what happens. Thank you for the compliment. Thank you. Yeah, so that's where I'm at in this story, Khalid Hussein the Kite Runner. And I have a little bit of history with this author, in the sense that there's this time as a child when I was reading very voraciously through my father's library. Um, I came across this book called, I don't know the name of the book because it was a pretty old copy of the book. And by then, my father is a lender, so he lends a lot of people his books, they return it, So most of the books are not in the greatest of shapes, or were not in the greatest of shapes when I was a child reading through his library. So I came across this book, and the only thing I knew about the book was the name of the main character, which is Miriam. Yeah. So I start to read the book, believing the name of the story is Miriam. Yeah, as a child, and this book takes me on the most explosive, heart wrenching storyline ever. Yeah, I follow the journey of Miriam, and it's mind blowingly sad. And I followed it. If it seemed as if there was no end to her torture, but I kept reading this book. I don't even remember how it ends, yeah, because it filled my head with so much like pictures of the characters. It was like this immersive world I was thrown into, and the writer was so good with it, yeah. So so. Um, I s- After reading the book, I'm so excited to share it with my friends and my cousin. Like, oh, this book is so cool. You guys need to read this book, And I think I borrow it out to somebody in that excitement, and the person does not return it. Yeah. So when the person person does not return it, years pass. I grew it all. Sorry, I grew up, and somehow I'm so caught up in my own life, I forget all about this book. So some days when I start university, I think about the book, I think about the title of the book, and I feel like, okay, maybe I can find the book, online, an online copy. But then I start searching for the story online, and all I can see is nothing comes up, because I believe the name of the book is what, Miriam, yeah. So I keep searching for Miriam, and I keep thinking, oh my god, this book must be so, this author must have been something of a what to call it, niche author, somebody that doesn't write, his book does not get like, the author's book must not be that popular for me not to see it online, yeah. So I still persist, many years pass again, I forget about the book, and then to a point on Instagram, I started to follow all these book update accounts and all of that. Hello, Tyros. Welcome to the chat. How are you today? So wonderful to see you. I hope you're having a wonderful day today. Today is Friday, the beginning of the weekend. I hope you have the weekend off. So I begin to search for this book again. So I say I'm following some Instagram account on, and then they post books and all of that. And I keep seeing this story, um, this book grabbing my attention. But I don't paint, I don't pay any attention to it. Oh, you're working this weekend? Wow. Oh my God. I hope your work is not so stressful at regardless, even if you have to work this weekend. I know some people are working. I know people work on the weekends. Good afternoon, Brighton. Good afternoon. Hello, bro. 12-hour days. Wow. That is a lot. I just wish your bed. I wish for you to have a very restful sleep regardless. No matter how tough your work is then. I hope you have a restful sleep and you don't, you know, end up straining a lot this weekend, in your work days. You're welcome, Brighton. Hello, bro. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I hope everyone on the chat is having a or in the chat is having a wonderful day today. Today has been a bit kind of tough for me on this platform. How to say it? Like I came across some unpleasantness, and my network went off. Okay, thank you for stopping by, Tyrus. I appreciate your presence here. I wish you strength to do your work safely, and without any sort of strain. Okay. um so like I was saying, yeah. I was talking about how there was some form of unpleasantness um on the chat, yeah, or in the chat. Even I went live a few hours before now. Bye bye, Tyrus. Bye. It was lovely to see you today, to meet you here today. So what was I saying? Talking about the unpleasantness here. But then let me continue the story about Miriam. So I was talking about Miriam. So then I see this book that keeps on grabbing my attention, and it's like, oh, something in me is like, oh, pay attention to this book, pay attention to this title. I'm like, why? What is in the title? I've never heard of this book before in my life. It's like, pay attention to the title, and I was like, okay, what's his name of the title? And it was I've forgotten the title now. Something about the morning sun. Let me look if he has written something. If his works are written here. Let me find the book. His book. Yeah. 1,000 Splendid Suns. I saw that book. I saw the title. 1,000 Splendid Suns. And I was like, cool, 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 cool. Sure, 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 sure. And then one day I was like, you know what, let me check what the story is about. I don't answer questions like that cold hearted. Anyways, so as I was saying, I check out the title of the book here, 1,000 Splendid Suns. I go to check the synopsis online, and what would you know? It is my Miriam, the book I've been looking for. That is the synopsis of the 1,000 Splendid Suns, and the author is, of course, Khalid Hosseini. So I was very excited to see that. It was just like a full circle moment, like the book found me eventually, yeah. And I was very happy to follow my instinct here to what to say, look that book up. Anyways, I'm still hoping to find a physical copy of 1,000 Splendid Suns. Maybe when I go to the bookstore next, I would find it and I'll buy it for myself, because I really want to have a collection of his works. I think his writing is awesome, something I feel like I can aspire to as well, being a writer and all of that. Anyways, so I was talking about this story, like, so the thing about his writing, even when I was reading Miriam as a child, there was a lot of discomfort to be in Miriam's head. You get, because it was her narration, yeah. There was a lot of discomfort there. I'm sorry, I don't talk to people outside of this, what to say, I don't talk to people outside of this platform, because you don't really know anybody. So yeah, you can just keep showing up to the stream. I appreciate the support either ways. Um, so what was I saying? I was talking about the author, yeah. So something about this author is that he puts you in the seat of the main character, and our main characters are not angels, yeah. They are like, how to say it? How do they call it? They are real human beings. They are not caricatures. They are not perfect, or they are not cartoonishly evil. They are real people. So as much as this character, our main character, made some kind of bad choices, and the way he betrayed his friend was pretty bad, you know um I feel like you can also see where he's coming from. You understand? You can also see that the decision he makes in that moment to betray his friend is mostly coming from years and years of his very intense. I think it's not like it's not a normal desire, shey, but it is a desire regardless. Since he was born, and when he was born through his mom's, his mom died for him to be born, basically through childbirth. And his father has sort of blamed him for, you know, what to call it. His father sort of blamed him for being the reason why his beautiful wife died. Seemed like he was so in love with his wife and all of that. Anyways, he tries to he tries to meet up with his father's expectations. But his father's expectations are too broad. There's no specificity to it. He says things like, oh, Khalid, no, sorry. He says things to name of his son, name of the main character is Amir. So it's like, Amir, you need to be a man. Amir, you're not, but he doesn't say it directly. He tries to pre pass across these feelings through subtext of his emotion, of his reactions. He tries now. His father, Baba, is a lover of sports, football, like soccer, what some people call it soccer. So anyways, his father enjoys soccer, and he's having a son. He expected his son to be a soccer player, yeah. But it turns out that Amir is a romantic. He's a poet, He likes writing. He's interested in books. He has read all of his mother's, collection of books and poetry and all of that, yeah. And he's even eager for more books and all of that. Also, he enjoys movies in a sort of cinephile way. Someone that enjoys movies and likes to pick up, I don't know, just cinephile, yeah. So all of that is pointing towards Amir being what, a very artistic, kind of introverted. He's actually very introverted because he has only one friend, and that's the friend he ends up betraying. um so what happens? His father, he now, in a very last ditch effort to make his father, you know come to see him and accept him, to feel a sense of belonging in his father's life, he joins the football team and he tries to play, but he does not know how to play. And even when he starts, he just has zero interest in the game, yeah. So he stops playing ball. Then another time, his father takes him to a major league game that's happening in their country, like they're at the stadium, and people are cheering for the players as one does at the stadium, yeah. But it's interesting that, how to say it. It's interesting that Amir cannot keep up with the game. He's so lost. He doesn't know why everybody's like screaming for joy at the game, yeah, or why everybody feels pain when there's a loss, or there's an offside or whatnot and all of that. He doesn't even know all of that. Anyways, his father is cheering for the game loudly and all of that. So at one point he tries to cheer as well for the game, but his father just looks at him like, what are you doing? You get it, there's so much disappointment. You can read it from Amir's expression that he, like from Amir's thoughts, of what happened, because we're reading Amir's perspective. You can read it from Amir's perspective that um he sees his father's visible disappointment in him, so many instances of it. So now the betrayal, the locus of the betrayal, the main event was like there's this event that happens in their town. Now I don't really fully I don't think I fully get the way the game is played and how the game is won. You get, because for me kites are just like straightforward things. But anyway, there's a tournament that holds every summer, you know in their little town, and that tournament is for kite runners. There are people that make kites. That's kids, mostly children, like team of children. They come together and make kites. Okay, and all of these kites has to be flown at a certain speed for a certain duration of time, and your kite has to beat other kites, yeah, because kites are subject to wind, gravity, and the materials they are made from. So there's a way some of these kites can actually crush another person's kite, yeah. So the point of the game is that you fly your kite, you beat everybody else's kite, and then you don't let people steal the winning kite from you, because at some point you have to release it, you let it go, yeah. But you have to also run after this kite and catch it, so um you can claim yourself the winner of the entire tournament. Yeah, your kite won and you got your kite back. Good morning, Daniel. It's actually afternoon here. So, good afternoon, Daniel. It's a special kind of kite, so it's discussed in this book, the kite runner. It's like the even the production of the kite is intense. Like they make the kite out of the rope that holds the kite out of some kind of tar material, and there's glass involved. Even the material is made out of something like, I think, tarpaulin, or I don't know. I like the way it's described is very, very intense in the book. And obviously when they run this kite, when they played with this kite, their hands end up like getting scrapes, calluses, blisters and all of it. That's how serious the game is, yeah. So you have to persist and hold on. Yeah, the rope is actually very, very strong. Okay, it's afternoon actually here. Thank you for that. Thank you for the compliment. So these boys, Hassan is the name of his friend, and Amir is the main character in this book. Yeah, this is Amir here pictured. So Amir and Hassan, they have this goal that this year we are going to take the winning, we're going to win the tournament, and we're going to get our kites back. Because there's a difference between winning and somebody else stealing the winning kites. You understand? I don't know. I don't even. Did you play with kite as a kid? Hello, Brown. Hi. My name is King. It's afternoon here. Good morning. How are you? How's your day going? I hope you're having a wonderful day today. Today is Friday. I hope everybody has, and like how to say it? I hope your weekend goes well. Goes nicely as you want it to go. Our parents cannot even allow us to play with those kind of kites, like from our side of the world, yeah, because this man, he has to take nylon and broomstick. This man, yeah, cobblers, like shoemakers, yeah, the way they used to repair shoes and all of that. 9:20 in Jamaica. You guys are behind us by how many hours? It's like past 3 here, I guess. Like, shoemakers, those material that shoemakers use to repair shoes, the glue, all of that is basically what is in this old man store that these children go to make their kites with. So it's like, it's a big deal, like the kite, because the kite has to go up above everybody else's kite, and the rope that is connecting you to the kite, yeah, it will be pulling on a lot of your arm, like your arm strength. The wind will be affecting the way the grip on the rope as well. So the higher your kite flies, the more you have to run after it so that it does not slip from your hand. So all of those things, yeah, it will be heavy, that kind of thing. It was intense. When I was reading it, I was like, wetin dey go on, bro? Like, is it that serious? Is that serious? Because everybody in the area comes out to watch this tournament, and this tournament is for only children, okay, only boys between the ages of, I think, as small as you can be to like maybe at most 16 years old. So like, and some people will gather money, spend all, like before summer, preparing for their kites, spending money on the material and all of that. So these children, what they did, they worked on the leather, they worked on the rope, they went to meet this professional, that this shoe kind of guy's leather guy, and he made it for them. So all of that now came, the day now came, these two boys were outside, Hazan and Amir. They were holding their kite, and their besties, they already talked about the plan. Hazan is this type of child that knows the street very well, because number one, Hazan is like, so when your parents have like an, like a like, how to say, there's a man in their house, in Amir's house, that is kind of like, he calls himself like Amir's father's brother, but he's not really the brother. Amir's father, Baba, took his own family in, took him in when he was a child. Very loud, I'm trying to say, but it's not like Agbero like that, because he lives with Amir. Do you understand? And his loyalty is only to Amir, because Amir is his bestie. Do you get? So it's not like Agbero like that, but he's like a kid that knows how to run around, find things in the area, know where things are in the area, like people that know area more than you that are always indoors, that kind of thing. But it's not really Agbero, because the boy is small, like Hazan is small. Another thing about Hazan is that in this setting, in this country that they live in, there is caste system. So Hazan is of a lower class people. You understand that type of thing? So he's of a lower caste. So usually Hazan is always bullied, picked on. But because his best is Amir is of a higher caste, they can't really bully him to the full extent of how they want to bully him in the area, because he has the protection of what, Amir's father. Exactly. Yes, Daniel. So, anyways, the two of them prepare. Hassan in his own mind, he didn't tell Amir that he has, scoped out routes, where, like shortcut that person can get things from. So, anyways, he didn't tell Amir, but he just told Amir that Amir should make sure he holds on to that kite, you get, until he's the last one standing. And after he's the last one standing, they will let the kite go. So the kite will fly. It's your job to now run after the kite to see where to land, because all the children in the street will want to steal the winning kite. In fact, that's even the most pivotal part of this tournament. If you can get your kite, even if you won, you must be able to get it. If you don't get it, according to Amir's father, it feels like that you are not a real man, you are not man enough. How can you win something and you cannot hold your trophy? That kind of energy. So two of them have said that this year we are going to win it. And it's kind of a rough neck, but the thing about Hazan is that he is also very gentle. He has a very gentle spirit, and like I said, all his loyalty is to Amir. And he's a bit naive, because anything Amir tells him, he will take it. Somebody eyes that here like that, someone that is so rough like that, sometimes they'll try to cheat the people that are like kind of adjable, kind of softer, kind of not used to the rough life. No, but not Hazan. Hazan does not do that. Hazan is actually peace loving, he's gentle, but he just knows how to stand up for himself, at least, you get, to the extent that his power rich. His power not rich anyway, because he's very, very small, and his stature is small, and he's also lower caste. So the day of the tournament comes, and our guys now, Hazan and Amir, they are running with the kite. They managed to beat everybody. They succeed this year. Amir is determined. Yeah, he succeeds. His kite wins. So now the main thing now is to make a route for the stuff in the air. So the way things look in the air is not the way to be on the ground. Like if you release your kite and your kite looks as if it's going straight in an area, like, okay, maybe I stay in Lagos here. Yeah? You can think maybe your kite is going straight road, but to get to that place that the kite is going to land, you might have to pass some alleyways, some corner like that. You get. Oh, Daniel, funny guy. Maybe everybody has their own typing power now. They can't type anything they want to type. Anyways, you guys are making the chat interesting. Thank you for being here. So, anyways, so the in the air, Amir is running through the straight road. Yeah, he's making sure he's keeping eyes on the kite. Yeah, so he's following the obvious route. But you know, when things are on the air, when they want to land, they're not going to be like how it is on the ground. Yeah. So Hassan has this knowledge of such route. So he makes up his mind. He follows the wind. He's jumping through alleyways. Is following the main road. Him is passing corner, jumping, jumping, jumping. So kids are following them because they want to catch the kite. Like people are running, so they have to like use corner to hide that, oh, these children are coming, let's stay here. You know, both of them are like using their own sense. Both of them are using their own sense to, you know, avoid the hordes of kids that are chasing after the kite. But Hassan has a route. It's like he has already planned that, okay, no matter how far this kite can go, it cannot pass this place, and he follows that route and he gets the kite. And like, I'm happy, you know, he gets that, I'm happy. And Amir is Amir's story, is Amir's narration we're following here. So Amir in his mind is now looking for Hassan, because he knows since he did not see it where he thought the kite to land, Hassan would have found it. So he's looking for Hassan through the streets. And then he begins to see some people running, and he's like, I hope Hassan is not there, because anytime Hassan walks alone, people always bully him because he's of a lower caste, you get. So he's kind of following the route of noise. So he starts to ask other people on the street. Everybody has started going to their house now. The game is over. And it's like, oh, have you people seen Hassan? You know, they're like, no, I think I saw somebody running. So he's following the route. And then he now eventually comes into a road that is blocked off, and Hassan is standing there, and Amir can see the kite in Hassan's hand, yeah. But the main problem now is that there are a group of bullies blocking Hassan. Now the bullies are few and far between, but there's a group of boys, that used to target the two of them, Amir and Hassan. They target Amir because they feel like Amir, you know, should not be hanging out with somebody of a lower case. Like, what kind of nonsense is that here? In their minds, yeah, you know, the way children are when they are bullying people and they are so nasty and evil. So but one day they waited for these two and they tried to, like, you know, scare them off. But Hassan was like very, you know, like you said, Agbero spirit. So he used that energy to kind of chase them off, and they were so embarrassed because, like, how would such a low born child, you know, chase us off, that we are better than him, we are richer than him. Anyways, all of that to say, those ones now set for him, and because they set for him, they knew that definitely Hassan would be in such a position. So they were waiting for him, and then they now cornered him. It was like 4 boys or 5 boys. They have a leader, because you know, all bullies, they cannot just act alone. They need to have somebody that is telling them to continue to. So they have a leader, and the leader has followers. He's like the oldest out of all of them. Agbaya, he does not have shame working with small children. So anyways, at his age is like 14, 15. They're like 12, 13. Yeah. So anyways, they corner Hassan, and Amir, like this alley, see the way the picture looks, see the way Hassan Amir stand is looking. So in this alley is where it is happening. So they corner they corner Hassan in this dark alley, and Amir peeks in to see what is happening, and he sees the kite, he sees Hassan, but he sees those people. And something that you have to know that makes this whole thing a betrayal is that if Amir had stepped in and said, leave my friend alone, if Amir had been like, what are people doing here, like, Hassan, let's go, that kind of thing, like, they'll have no choice. They can't beat them in such a way, because his own father, Amir's father, is very, very, very influential in the community. So if you try anything, also the son is very tiny, what will he do to you that you'll be beating him anyhow, you get that kind of thing. So if he had stepped in to help Hassan, things would have been okay. I think at this point of speaking, they are like 12 years old. They're 12. Amir and Hassan, they are the same age. They were born the same time. Amir's mother died in childbirth, and Hassan's mother ran away from home because when she gave birth to Hassan, she was ashamed. Yeah, Hassan has this thing on his face, cleft lip. Yeah, I guess he was scared, you know. I guess he was scared. I held on to that aspect of the character. But then again, guy, two of them have experienced these bullies together. And when they experienced these bullies together, the last time they experienced, Hassan is the one that chased them away. Not really chased them, but he was one that you know, raised his voice, you know, a lot, and kind of put up scare tactics for them. So as long as they were together, I think they would have been able to, like, the bullying would have not gone to this extent that I'm about to tell you now, because my neighbor's dog is in pain. I don't know why they are letting the dog suffer like this. Nigerians and having dog. You have dog, you not take care of the dog. I'm tired of. Hello, Pius. Welcome to the chat. So the extent of the bullying that happens here is kind of something that I don't think, like, even to narrate it now, I'm scared that maybe some people might leave because of how bad it is here. But the truth is that they corner him and he feels they're about to beat him. Hassan feels they want to beat him. Amir feels they want to beat him. Everybody thinks they want, but the leader of the bullies has a different plan in mind. And he says that they should take the kites from him. Something that Hassan does is that he walks around with a catapult, like all these Aki and Popo children. He walks around with that time that Aki and Popo were like little, yeah. All those are all those stories. He walks around with a catapult. So smart thing, he will threaten them with catapult. But this time they overpowered him. They took the catapult from him, and they took the kite from him. So like there are 5 on 1 little boy. That kind of thing, that kind of character. There are 5 on 1 little boy. So they hold him down and they bend him over. And Amir is watching it happen. And the leader now, I don't know how to say this, he proceeds to sodomize Hassan. I don't know. Guy, I swear, I did not see that coming. I said to God, I did not see that coming. I was I wanted to cry. Like, in fact, I cried, I think. I was sick. And when he does that, he now finishes and he tells the rest, that's the other boys. Yes, now that's the other boys, and Amir is watching. Do you get? It's not like he's not watching. He's watching. He's hearing his friend cry. He does not do anything. Instead, he feels a sense of like paralyzing shame to even see it. You know, he feels this type of shame as if he cannot speak out to against what, like, to stop them. At least if he had even been like and screamed, maybe, I don't know, only, but he's not feeling the shame of it happening to Hassan, as if, oh, if I talk, it will be embarrassing for Hassan, and it's also bad for me to see such a thing. Like all of a sudden, all the feeling he had was like disgust for Hassan. So you can see how the thing is like a betrayal, yeah. All of a sudden, he just felt this immense disgust for his friend, even though his friend is the victim. And then when that leader of the bully does it, he now tells the others to do, and they're like, we not plan for this, so like I don't know what it is. It's like, are you mad? You better do it, because he's older than all of them and he's the one with the most power, yeah. Hello, Collins. I swear, like, he's the one with the most power, yeah. And he's like, you better, if you don't, you better, that kind of threat. And all of them, like, they do it to Hassan, and Hassan is just there on the floor bleeding. They don't even care about the kites. That's not why they attacked him. That's not why they ambushed him. And before they are done, Amir now runs away from there, runs to the other side of the street. He now starts pretending as if he's looking for Hassan. Hello, Collins, I'm fine, hope you are good. He runs to the other side, now starts saying again, like, oh, have you seen Hassan? Meanwhile, he's shaking, he's scared, he feels disgust, he's angry as well. Hello, Munye. And he started asking everybody, have you seen Hassan? I'm looking for my friend Hassan. So by the time he gets around to where Hassan is, they've all gone. The police have left Hassan, and Hassan is like struggling to hold his knicker up. There's blood coming down from his leg, and he's holding on to the kite. And when Amir sees him, Amir does not ask me any question. Amir just says, oh, the kite. And he collects the kite and he's like, let's go home. And he just turns his back on Hassan and starts running to the house. And when he gets to the house, Hassan does not say anything anymore, but his father is like, because there's a party in the house. His father is very influential and rich and all of that. So his father already hosting like visitors and all of that because of the tournament, all those vibes, yeah, evening vibes, party vibes. So immediately he comes back with the kites. He gets like, oh, the winner, and he's also with the kite. Hey, my son, my son. So because his father starts to tell him, my son, you see, this is my son, I'm here, my son, and his father has never done that for him. His father has always felt he was a weakling, just like a woman, you like reading books, you don't like sports, you don't like anything, so you're not like me. Why are you so weak? So for that one moment in time, yeah, his father goes, this is my son, and tells everybody like, this is my son won, my son won, and holding the kite. So in that moment, Amir like kind of pretends like he did not know the cost. Yeah, he claimed the kite. That's another thing again. He claimed because Hassan, yeah, when they did this thing, normally Hassan always give in to Amir, anything to make Amir look good. Like I said, Hassan entire world is Amir. Okay, he was trained, he was taught to see Amir as he's kind of like his god, something like that. So he just gave the kite to him. He did not claim the glory for getting the kite. Yeah, I was so angry when I read this thing, because so far I was pitying him because his father is complicated, his father treating him like shit, and he has this pressure to be like his father, he wants to be like his father, blah blah blah. But then for us to get to this point where it's like, so because you want to so impress your dad, you want to just be like your dad, you now cost your friend this whole dignity, this whole thing. Yeah. He now pretended as if nothing happened. But after that day, oh my God, he started feeling guilty, like serious guilt. Now, I said Azan is actually like kind of like their houseboy, but his own butler thing is kind of towards only Amir. Meanwhile, his father, Hassan's father, answers to what? Amir's father. You get kind of dynamic, yeah? That's how dynamic that exists. So because what Amir does, hello pastor, hello Dennis, hi hi. So what the way their routine goes is that when Amir wakes up in the morning to go to school, Hassan will come and dress his bed, iron his clothes, cook him his breakfast. Two of them will sit at the table. He'll wait until Amir finish eating. He'll pack his plate to the kitchen, carry his bag for him, walk him to the bus stop. The boy will enter car, they'll take him to school. That kind of thing. So when school is over, Amir will go to the bus stop. Sorry, Hassan goes to the bus stop, wait for Amir to come back, hold his bag, carry him home, clean his clothes. They'll go out and play together. When time night come, he'll come wait on Hassan, wait on Amir. That's how Hassan relationship. So when this thing happens, because they are not just master and slave, that kind of thing, they are more like friends. Do you get? They are more like friends. They have conversations. But the thing about Amir that is also very weird, that actually made me feel like this guy is going to be a problem. Good afternoon, Raji, welcome to the chat. Longest time. I'm fine. I'm trying to survive on this YouTube. So anyway, the thing that made me feel like Amir was going to be a problem was because so many times their interaction, like you said, Hassan is like an aggro, and that kind of energy is what his father loves. That's the kind of energy Amir's father expects from Amir, and Amir is not giving it out. So most of the time, Amir will catch himself being jealous of Hassan, receiving all this praise from his father, receiving all this like, this Hassan, you're such a good boy. This is why I like you. You're so smart. All those kind of things, yeah. And when he's always praising Hassan, sometimes he used to cut deep. Yeah. I hope work is not stressing you this weekend. I hope you are free this weekend, Raju. Just enjoy your weekend, I beg. So the way like work is stressing, sorry, the way how to say it, the way the father compliments Hassan is what Amir wants to. It's actually by a man called Khalid Hosseini, and most of the time, most of these cultures are very similar to our African culture, like all this Indian culture. Sometimes this one now they're Afghanistan's, yeah. So I think their Middle Eastern culture is somewhat similar to African style of culture. So all of these things matters, yeah, amongst our people in that sense. Your parents' approval is everything. Your parents' validation. I feel as a boy, you want your father to call you a man. You want your father to see you as his son. You get so. Because Ami has already been showing this sign, we are reading Ami's perspective here. So Ami has been showing this sign of jealousy towards Hazan. Sometimes he will even be insulting Hazan in English because Hazan cannot speak English. Hazan does not go to school, and Hazan cannot read and write. But Amir can read and write. Amir can speak and read English. So whenever they go to watch American movies in the cinema together, it's Amir that will be translating everything for Hazan. When he reads a book, he will come and tell the story to Hazan. That's how their relationship is, yeah. But like I feel like because Amir is such and is also warped by the way his father, has never approved of him once in his life, obvious disapproval of his son. It kind of twisted him not to see how privilege he is over Hassan. Hassan is literally your butler waiting on you hand and foot. Like, can you not see how you, no matter how you look at it, and also Hassan is of a lower caste in the society, so you can you not see how like very 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 beneath you Hassan is already. You know, just because your father is telling him good boy, smart boy, oh this boy I like you, you are too smart, does that you now start thinking maybe your father is looking at Hassan as his son? It's not possible. Anyway, all of this happens, and now when he wakes up in the morning, Hassan, obviously Hassan has not recovered from what happened. You know, he's in pain and his body is, you know, hurting and all that, and he did not tell his father. He hid it from his own father. Hassan hid it from his own father. So he comes to wait on Amir as always, but Amir is now he's riddled with guilt. He has so much guilt in his heart. So when Hassan is like, Amir, your food, he's like, oh, don't touch me, don't touch me. Go, 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 go. It's like he's expressing some kind of disgust, like, oh, you're disgusting, you know, Ziki, I can't believe I saw that. You know, that kind of misplaced how to call it, guilt, how guilt can actually wreck you if you allow it. Yeah, the guilt of not standing up for his friend, and the guilt of not, you know, of still claiming the kite upon how bloody the kite was. He still claimed that it was his kite, yeah, and he was one that got the kite, all of that. So now he cannot stand Hassan anymore. He starts to think, oh, I cannot live with Hassan. And he knows that his father loves Hassan's father and Hassan so much. He will never send Hassan out of the house. Never. He will never chase them away. His father will even chase him away rather than chasing them. So thank you, Jivan. Thank you so much for enjoying my storytelling. We are just in the first half of the book. We're not finished the story. So, anyways, and I've not finished reading. I'm just telling you the first half of what I read here. So, anyways, so we are now like at the point where Amir is dealing with the guilt, and Hassan is trying to hold back. Like his father will ask him, like, Hassan, are you okay? He'll say, I'm okay. Because Hassan does not laugh anymore. Hassan does not run around anymore. Hassan is quiet. Hassan is depressed. Hassan cannot speak anymore. His spirit has been broken, basically. But he felt like Amir did not know. Yeah, he felt like Amir did not know anything. He felt like Amir just, you know, came late, and he didn't want to burden Amir with the shame of what happened. Like, how are you being to tell your friend and people are boys that boys did this to you? Like the level of shame you have to overcome to even speak it out where people are that see this thing that happened to me, oh, you know, and it's not even just anything, it's like this specific type of horror. It's hard. So he's just keeping it inside, and maybe he will get over it, you know. But we don't get Hassan's perspective. We don't know what he's thinking. We just see how he's behaving to Amir, and Amir is like interpreting everything in the worst way. Oh, he's judging me. Does he think I know? Does he know I know? Like, why is he looking at me like, don't touch my food, I don't want to eat again. Don't carry my bag, don't follow me anywhere. Oh, don't, just leave me alone. Basically, he just cut Hassan off without explaining it, and Hassan is like, what is going on? You know, like why? What is going on? So Hassan, because his behavior continues here, Hassan now realizes that Amir saw what happened to him. You get, and he doesn't know how to look at Amir, and Amir is not looking at him. So Amir is like, I can't live in this house with this boy. I can't live in this house with this guilt. I can't live. He has to go, but he knows he cannot just tell his father to kick him out. Who is he that his father will listen to him? So his birthday comes along, and people from all over, because I said this father is influential, people come to visit here. They come to pay greetings to his father and to him. Oh, Amir Jan, happy birthday, give him gifts, and he's sick to his stomach. Worst of all, the leader of the bullies, his own father is influential, so he comes with his father, and he's like strutting around like, where is Hassan? He even looks at Amir, and he's like, where is that your slave? Where is he? And Amir is like, he cannot do anything because his father is friends with his own father. So like their fathers are both friends. What is he going to start accusing the boy of anything? You know, he cannot do anything. He just goes to his room. He cannot eat anymore. He's sick all the time. So after the birthday happens, like, he cannot live this way. So all his gifts are in his room. There is wristwatch. There's different type, because money, like gold, even plenty. His room is filled up with it. So one day he now has this immature plan to get rid of Hassan and his dad, or I don't know, something. He now planned his watch that he got as a birthday gift. He planned it in Hassan's room, like in their house. They live in like a boys' quarter outside of the house here. So he goes there, he plants it in the room. Hello, Asa, welcome to the chat. So he goes to plant this new wristwatch in Hassan's room. And then one morning, after planting it the night before, in the morning, he now goes to meet his father. And he's like, you have to call these people out here. So I was like, what happened? He said, they stole my watch. I said, how do you know you stole your watch? He said, I know it's not in my room anymore. It's not the one that cleaned it out the last time. Check his house. It's not the watch is in his house. What is this? So what now happens is that his father now says, okay, that Azar will never do this to me. Talk less of his own father, Ali. Ali will never do this to me. But let's check it out. So they call Ali, they call Hassan, that's Hassan's father. Two of them stand before Amir and Baba, Hassan's father, Amir's father. And Amir's father is like, so this is what my son has said. I don't believe him, but I have to ask, is the wristwatch with you? Hello, Kiran. Welcome to the chat. I have to ask, is the wristwatch with you? Ali is like as if lightning just struck him. Like, what do you mean wristwatch? Like, why would I steal? And also, why would Hassan steal? What does he need your wristwatch for? I'm fine, Kiran. I hope you are good. What does he need your wristwatch for? Anyways, they now do some kind of search and they find the wristwatch in them. I'm streaming from Nigeria. Where are you from? They now do this and I find the wristwatch true in Hassan's room. And Hassan starts to cry and he cries and he cries and he cries, and his father too starts to cry. Ali starts to cry and cry and cry. And then Amir Jan's father says, oh, Dubai, I've never heard somebody from Dubai. Welcome to the chat. We are talking about a story here, a book, Kite Runner by Khalid Hussein. So Hassan starts to cry, and then his father holds him, and his father too starts to cry. And two of them are just holding each other, and they are looking at Amir, and Amir cannot look at anybody. He cannot look at anybody. He just turned his face to the side. He's so angry that maybe he made a mistake or something. And then his father is like looking between three of them, like, what is going on? Why is everybody like, what is going on here? So his father now judges that, see, I don't care what Amir says. He probably made a mistake. You people can keep staying in the house. I won't send you away. So Ali and Hassan, they go back to their hut. And I think overnight, Hassan begs his father that I have to live here. Because to Uganda, cool. This is Nigeria, actually. This is Nigeria. I hope you enjoy your stay in Uganda. I feel like that's also a very cool country to, go for tourism. So hello, Kenamaro. I don't know what this is about, but hello, welcome to the chat. So anyways, Hassan convinces his father that they have to leave, and then he now tells everything to his father, what happened, and he now tells his father that he feels like probably Amir knows what happened. And then in the morning, they've packed all their things from the house, they gathered all their little belongings, and they come to meet Amir's father, and they say, sir, thank you for being so kind to me all these years, but for now I cannot live with you any longer. Nigeria to Uganda, how fair is? I don't know. You'd have to use flights, obviously, but I don't know what the fare is like. I haven't planned any trips to Uganda ever, but I think it's a lot of money. Like, airfare is very expensive. So what to say? What was I saying? So Amir's father starts to even cry, starts to beg Hassan's father not to go, because they've been together since he was a child. Like, what do you mean you're leaving the house because of my son? Like, that does not make any sense. And he's like, no. Your son has done something that, or he did not even mention his name. He just said that the way the house is, I cannot exist here anymore for the sake of my own son. I have to leave. No, I'm not Christian. No, Kiran, I'm not Christian. I have to leave for the sake of my son. I have to leave. And then No matter how Baba begs them, no matter what, like all the things he offers them, like, you don't have to leave, don't worry, I'll not think you people are thieves. I know that was a mistake, I know that was not true, I know that was planted. He says, Ali says, no, for my son's sake I have to go. And that is how both of them live their lives forever. That's how that's how Ali and Hassan disappear from the lives of Amir and his father. And after they disappear, Amir cries and cries and cries, but there's nothing he can cry about. Like, there's nothing he can cry about. He's the cause of the whole problem, And his type of betrayal is so bad that he not only betrayed his friend, the fact that he was even trying to get rid of his friend as well, so that they would not, he would not have to deal with the consequences of what he let happen. Like, it's so I feel it's something that he could not even process. Yeah. And since that day, Amir stopped sleeping. He doesn't sleep at all at night. Religion, I think there are a lot of Christians in our country, in this country. Yeah. But all religions are in this country: Christian, Islam, traditional worshippers, all of it is in this country. So anyways, so that is how Amir, betrayed his best friend Hassan, and how after that incident happened, a war broke out in their country. Yeah, this person, I think the Russians invaded their country, and everybody had to flee for their lives. Anybody could be taken in by the soldiers as a spy or whatnot. Yeah, and so Amir's father uses all his connection and his money to like run away from the country, and he ran with his son to America. For 1 month, living cost, like how much the cost of living in my country. I think at least for you to live very well, you have to have 1 million naira. I don't know how much that is in dollars. You have to have at least 1 million naira for like living expenses. Yeah, you have to pay rent, you have to buy fuel, you have to buy a generator, buy fuel for your generator every day of the month. You have to whatnot, cost of food, all of it. At least you need one, let's just say 1 m. Rent too. Rent in where I live is nothing less than like a place where you will not be living like in hell. It's at least maybe 800. No, not USD. Not USD. Our currency, 1 million naira. Our currency. I think that is, how many dollars is that now? Like, I don't know the exchange rate on dollars, but if you check out the 1 million naira in USD, you check it on Google, you see. I don't keep up with the exchange rates. I don't remember what went last because it fluctuates a lot. But I don't know what it is in dollars, but that is what it is in naira for 1 month. You need to buy fuel, you need to buy you need to pay rent, and you need to buy food. So it's not cheap. So you check it in the internet. Anyway, so that's where I'm at, where I'm at the point where Amir has grown up with his father, and his father eventually passes away from cancer, and they're in America. But before his father passes away, Amir gets married to a lady called Soraya. And Soraya, in their culture, she has broken so many rules for women in their culture. But when he meets her, he likes her so much before he even knows about her history. 1000, yeah, I think that is it. That should be it. So, Soraya has a past, and it's cheap for you. Okay, that's good. That's good. It's not cheap for me. It's a lot. So Soraya, you know, has a past. And after he now falls in love with her, she now tells him, before you want to marry me, let me tell you my story. And she tells him her story. which is just that she had a boyfriend that she lived with, and it's not done in their society that women should do that, and men have refused to marry her because of that fact. But he says to himself, even though the thing pains Amir, Amir is like, who am I to judge anybody for their past sins? I am literally the biggest sinner of all. I can't judge anybody, and it's like, I don't care. Even though it hurts me a bit, I don't think it will disturb me too much. I still love you, you know. And he married her, and he appreciates her, and he loves her, and now they want to have kids. And there's nothing wrong with her, but the baby is not just coming. And Amir believes that that's also another punishment for what he did to Hassan as a child. And he's like, well, it's better for them. He didn't even want to adopt a child because he was like, how will he bring a child by force into his horrible life? He doesn't want his child to suffer. Like, who the hell is he? If you say 2000 USD, probably, maybe if you want to live above average, yeah, you want to live a bit above. What, 20,000? No. 20,000, that one is for people that are those are the people that are living as children of millionaires in this country. 20,000, that's a lot. No, 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 no. I even thought he made 2,000. No, 1,000 something something is fair. At least 1 million a month. A month, yeah. It's okay. 20,000 is a lot. 20,000 is a lot. Like, oh, I don't talk about marriage. Sorry. I don't talk about marriage. I don't have kids. I'm not interested in having kids ever. That one I can say. But I don't talk about marriage or whatever. I don't think it should affect anything that we are doing here. It's just, I'm just a YouTuber, yeah. Just a YouTuber. If you enjoy what I do, you enjoy what I do. Whether I'm married or not, if it affects your enjoyment, then I don't know what to tell you. So, but I cannot confirm or deny anything for you. Marriage and age, I don't talk about it. No, I don't talk about my age here. Sorry. Cold-hearted. I don't talk about age here. I feel like those are the two major um contexts that can affect your connection with anybody. You know, like, just know that I'm not a minor, sha. I'm not a minor, and if you are a minor, please let me know so that I'll know what to say or how to converse with you here. If you're a minor, I have to know. For 20,000, how many months can I stay in your country? Um, I don't feel like I'm at the point where I can do any of that. Like, information about my life is private, and should be kept private. I feel exactly. That's all you need to know. I'm an adult as well. That's all I need to know. 20,000 a month, man. I don't know if you can stay. If 1 month is 1,000 something something, so two 20,000 is like, I don't know, maybe almost 2 years. But there's a lot of inflation in this country, so I don't know. You can exist on it for at least 2 years. 2 years, 2 years without um stress. I think the only thing is, if you come to Nigeria now, you might want to buy a car, and cars are not cheap here because they are all imported. So cars are not cheap. Cars are a lot of money. So spending money on a car will definitely take out of your savings. If it's 20,000 that is in your savings, I think it will take a lot out of your savings. So unless you don't want to buy a car, you want to use public transport. Now, me, I did not consider public transport in that estimation, but public transport is a lot. If you want to use Ubers or buses, um the traffic is very hectic in this state I live in. So um since it's very hectic, like, it might take a lot out of your savings as well. So maybe that 20,000 can last you for a year in comfort, a year at most. What was very expensive in my country? Land. If you want to buy a house or you want to rent an apartment, those things are expensive. If you want to buy a land to build a house, also expensive. If you want to buy a car, expensive because of fuel prices and how bad the road is. If you want to live in electricity 24 hours of the day, every day of the year, you have to have a generator. Like, and depending on the generator you want to get, you have to, that generator can last you at most 1 year with guarantee. You'll be fine for 1 year with a generator. The only thing is that generator requires fuel, so you have to buy fuel, and it depends on the way the light system is. I don't know. You have to Google. I'm not a car person actually. I'm not a car enthusiast. I'm not a car enthusiast. Right. They're expensive, yeah. So I don't know. I guess it's just the person is just asking because of maybe Nigeria is very different from where it's coming from, and the currency in this country is also um fixed to the dollar. So you can get a lot of naira for your dollars. So I guess that is why the expenses might not be as expensive than like what he would expect, what this person was expecting. But all I can say is that new car is very expensive in this country because it's the source of people showing off their status in this country. So people, when you want to buy a new car, you're going to spend a lot of money, a lot of money. Also, the cars you're talking about, are you buying a van, a minivan, or are you buying a luxury car? Now, a minivan might save you on fuel. I don't know. Approximately, you're talking about maybe 20 something million naira, 20 something million naira, 30 something million naira, for cars. Maybe 30 million naira. It depends on the type of car you want to buy. If you buy a very luxury car, you'll be going towards 50 million. But in this country, yeah, like an average car, maybe a Camry or a Sienna, probably 20, 30 M, because the dollar has gone up, skyrocketed. So 20 M, all of that, naira, or 20 million naira, 30 million naira. Luxury car. I don't know anybody that has a luxury car, my dear. So I don't have any information on that. You have to Google it online. I'm sure they have their infos. I'm sure car dealerships in this country have their infos online. Just Google it online, please. I don't know anybody around me that has a luxury car, so I wouldn't know how much. Also, I don't pay attention to cars. I do not pay attention to cars. I don't think I would know a luxury car if it beat me in the ass. No, I don't pay attention to things like that. I don't know. Google it. You find it. You find information online about it. So anyways, that is the book I'm reading right now. So you can imagine, I started reading this book in I think April of this year. 9,000 dollars. Oh, Google it. I don't know. I don't even, I told you I don't know the approximate of what the exchange rate is now in USD to my naira. So maybe you should Google that. Why are you even asking me all these questions? Are you moving to the country? Are you moving to the country? Are you moving to the country? If you are moving to the country, you need to do serious research online. Serious research online. Exactly. How can I not know? Because I don't have those type of properties here. I don't care to know about those properties. Also, it's not something that's crossed my mind at all. At all. So I wouldn't think about it. I have other pressing issues to think about, like electricity issues, data issues, like my internet now. Somebody had to like gift me some gigabytes for me to be able to come on stream today, else I wouldn't have come on stream today. So it's not like I have an overflow of money to be not worrying about, to be thinking about luxury cars. I don't think about luxury cars. Hello, Herin. Yeah, I know you. I don't. Okay, your name is Nur Hayot. Yeah, Nur Hayot. Is that correct? I remember you. Hello, welcome to the chat. I'm so happy to see you today. Oh my god. Welcome. I got it correct. Welcome, welcome. I hope you're having a lovely Friday. Meet you. I don't even meet people anyhow, like in my country. People that I've known for a long time. I can't just up and meet a stranger. At the end of the day, you're a stranger to me. I don't know you, so I cannot tell you that I would meet you. Sorry. It has to be a knowing for me to don't just meet anybody. Even in my country, I can't meet my countrymen just like that. That is so like, but careless. How do you just up and meet a stranger you met online? No, I don't do that. I don't do that. That is not my style. So, anyways, hello, New Hayot. How was your week this week? I hope you had a very stress-less week, a stress-free week. That's the correct pronunciation. A stress-free week. Hello, Peter. Hi, hi. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. Nice to meet you. Oh, everybody, please subscribe to my channel. I appreciate every single subscription is appreciated. I need to highlight somebody's chat. There's this person. Daniel was really fun to be on my chat today. It kind of lifted me out of the kind of mood I was in. So I'm going to highlight people that joined my chat and made it wonderful. Also, Javan was cool. Javan is like, great job. That was cool. Javan followed the story. Daniel followed the story very well. So, and he actually made me have fun narrating it. I'm here, your papa. I don't go better for you. I feel like this is the highlight of my stream today. I'm going to post Daniel on my Instagram story because like that was very fun to go through this whole conversation with. I'm going to post. So if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see my stories and my highlights and whatever. So today I'm going to highlight wonderful people that joined my chat today and people that made the stream fun for me. Like I truly, truly appreciate them, all of you. Sometimes it's like sometimes it's like maybe I'm not, maybe I'm not doing well, you know, connecting with people on the chat. But sometimes some people come online and they have fun with me, and it's like, wow. So maybe I'm just not for everybody. That's what it means. Hello, chill guy. Welcome to the chat. I don't think I'm a baddie. I think I'm just an average person, but I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you for that. How are you, chill guy? I hope you are having a wonderful day today. I hope you have a lovely weekend ahead of you. What is everybody's weekend plans? I actually plan to just stay indoors as usual and then stream for the day. Oh, thank you. Thank you for saying that, you guy. Thank you for saying that. I guess, like I said, when I started my stream here, I started it on the heels of somebody being really nasty to me, just for no reason, just saying nasty things to me, just being mean spirited. And I was struggling to like keep my composure. But I had to power through, because I could see clearly. Oh, cold hearted, that would be cool. I hope you join my stream tomorrow as well. Um, what was I saying? It was hard to keep my cool, but I maintained my positive because I know why I'm coming on this live stream. Shay, thank you so much. Yeah, I feel like there was this temptation for me to like take it personal, like, oh, maybe it's me, something bad about me, or maybe I need to say something back. But I don't know, there's just something in my heart that was just like calming me down, And I was like, okay, let me just keep calm, because at the end of the day, the world is not such a bad place. There are also lovely people, and I've met beautiful people on this my streaming. Like, they don't even have to, subscribe or whatever, but they are just kind. They come in here, they say hi, and they say nice things to me, and they engage with my content like happily, without any sort of mean vibes. And it's like, I've been enjoying all these people for so long. Why would I not think me seeing this random people showing up and just spitting evil all over the chat? Why would I think? Yeah, I feel that is just what it is. Like, you just look for a punching bag to try to release your frustrations on. And at the end of the day, I'm not a punching bag. So I don't have to respond. Yeah, I don't have to keep up with them either. I can just streamline my attention to the things I want to focus on. Now, that is the belief that um there are beautiful people on here, there are kind people on here. I mean, I was about to like give up on the stream, and I was like, oh my, where will I see data from? I don't have data. I was about to give up, like, oh my god, my whole schedule has been disrupted. And it was just like, oh, let me just stay. And then somebody gifted me out of their own personal data plan, like maybe like gig, like 3 gig of data, like just for me to be able to come online and do what I do. And it just fills my heart with so much joy. Oh, there are people that are very mean. Oh, like, I've deleted a lot of their chats, but like, going up the chats, people were just dumping nonsense in my chats. Even as there's still somebody that was saying a lot of nasty things to me, but I managed to just keep my head on tight and focus on what I wanted to do, which is my book I was reading. Hello, Steven. Thank you. I focus on the story that I was reading, which is one thing that is actually my anchor on this platform, the books I read. So I focus on the book, and before you know, somebody else joined the chat, and that was Daniel. And Daniel was cool. Daniel enjoyed the story. Daniel was contributing. Yeah. Obviously, that is what I proposed to do. Just block them, remove them from my chat, and delete their messages. I rather not see it. I rather not see you. You can take your nastiness to somewhere else, not here. Okay. But and again, I don't want to give them the attention that they are looking for, which is like, oh, I should reply, because obviously they're looking for who to, like, you know, dump all their frustrations on. And it's like, I don't hope you feel better, but I'm not going to do anything to I'm not going to exchange words with you. You can stay in your misery like that. So anyway, all of that just to say thank you for coming on here and saying nice things to me. And even if you don't know me and I don't know you, you just leave a word of encouragement. It's really necessary. Like, I feel like I needed to hear that. Yeah. Steven, I'm fine now. I'm fine. It has been a tough day, but I powered through. Nigeria is Nigeria. Nigeria is just there. Nigeria is just Nigeria. How are you? Where are you from, Steven? I hope your place is also easy and good and chill. Chill guy, I hope you have a wonderful day. Oh, I'm going to highlight you too. You made my this thing. Yeah, you made my chat. You made my chat light-hearted. So I'm going to highlight you on my Instagram story. Okay. I rather pay attention to the positives and to the kind people here. I rather pay attention to them and make them feel seen. People say things like it doesn't cost you to be kind, and it's like, well, I think it does cost people to be kind. Like, for people to, feel the horror of everyday life and choose to be kind. I think it costs a lot. That is the choice people make every day to be. It's so easy to be evil. To be honest, when people say things like it costs a lot to be kind. It costs emotional, like, intelligence, emotional, like, empathy. It costs all of that is learned. All of that is something you grow into. It's not something that magically comes onto you as a human being. It's very easy to be angry with the world, angry at the world, and take out your anger on people because you feel like you don't have any way to cope with your reality. It's very easy to do that. But for people to face their evil realities, the reality that is not pleasant, and they still choose to be kind, I can't say it doesn't cost something. It does cost something, and I will always recognize people's kindness on this channel. I'll recognize people's their kindness, their positivity on this channel. Steven, you're a Nigerian living in Brazil. How fun is that for you? How are you dealing with things there? How are you doing? I'm streaming from Lagos, Nigeria. Wow, so lovely to meet you on the chat. I hope Brazil is a very cool place for you. Yeah, chill guy. I love when I saw people trying YouTube live stream to communicate and encourage them. Yeah, yeah. Like it's not as if your life is perfect. I don't imagine you are living some kind of perfect existence, yeah. But you still go out of your way to be kind to random people you meet online. That is a lot. That requires effort. Okay. I read a lot of Toni Morrison's books here, and one thing about Toni Morrison as an author, she focuses on love, on goodness, on kindness, and she keeps saying it that it takes a lot of energy to do love, to do kindness. You have to be intentional. It's work to not let the evil that you see around you get into you and, you know, twist itself into your own personality. Like it takes a lot of work to keep it at bay. You understand? And she keeps on insisting on that. In all her books, you can see when people choose, to be good, when they choose that no matter how the world has thrown so much evil at them, they're like, no, I'm going to try, to be who I am. And who I am is not this evil that I'm experiencing. Who I am is not this wickedness, that I'm seeing all around me, or this suffering I'm seeing all around me. Who I am is, I want to be somebody that is good. I want to be somebody that is full of love. Thank you, chill guy. Thank you. That is so nice to hear. Steven guy, I'm supposed to be being on live stream with my laptop, but I can't be on live stream with laptop because of NEPA. So light issue is still light issuing in Nigeria. like yeah, what I think because of the rain, yeah, something happened to our pool or something. So we spent like almost a whole week no light, and I had to be buying fuel every day because I wanted to charge my phone overnight so I can come on stream during the day. Like spending money on charging on fuel to on gen every night, not even day, just night, so that my phone can charge for at least 3 hours and my power bank too can charge. Spend all that money, now my data has finished, so everything is still Nigeria, is still Nigeria. I don't imagine you have such light issues in your country now in Brazil. Anyways, thank you for subscribing, chill guy. I really appreciate your presence here. I hope to see you more often. Actually, I'll be going live. I go live every day if I can help it. If I'm not stunted by financial issues, I show up. And it's not about financial issues. I used to be scared about it, but it's like whatever happens, happens, my dear. Sometimes money falls from the sky. Sometimes somebody sends me. Sometimes I get sent like data. You know to come on stream, and I think that's what happened to me today. I've already given up that or more. My data has finished. That's the end of it. I spent all my money on fuel, but somebody was like, you're not streaming. I was like, no, I'm not streaming because I don't get money. So they now share the data with me. They share some of their data. It's not like they have any excess money somewhere, or they just try to give me out of their data. Like, look at the kindness I'm experiencing in my life, and how can I experience that kindness and then come online and be bogged down by somebody else's frustration? So basically, everything is just connected. Light issue is light issue in Nigeria. Light issue in Nigeria. Oh, there's no difference. It's still the same nonsense, unless you are Otedola or Dangote. I guess you're not experiencing light issue. Even those ones are feeling it, because do you know how much it is to spend on maintenance of your diesel gen or your inverter or your whatever? Supposed to even be subscribed. I'm supposed to be chatting and going on live with my laptop because that's more effect. Like it has more value for me to go on live with my laptop, but I can't because my laptop needs to be connected to electricity. And we don't have steady electricity, so I can't connect my laptop. It just die like 10 minutes into the stream. It just die. So I'm using my phone. Yeah. So like, what was I saying? So that is the book. That's where that's the point of the story I'm at, where you know our main character is on a journey, like a redemption journey right now. He has decided to go see the friend that he betrayed as a child. He had decided to go see that friend, and he had decided to. I feel like now he's ready to make amends. He has grown, he has experienced so much suffering himself, and he has even confronted the father that kind of inspired him to make that decision to betray his friend. He has confronted his father wanted him to study like law or engineering or something, and he was like, no, I'm studying creative writing. What are you going to use writing to do? Everyone is Yahoo. The thing about even saying this type of thing is even inaccurate. Everybody's not Yahoo, my dear. Everybody's not Yahoo, because the Yahoo people, they are not different from the government people. So the people that are really, really Nigerians are the ones that are at this point where they have no choice but to experience this horrible oppression, this exploitation by the Yahoo people and by the government. You can't say everybody is Yahoo. That is a disservice to the people that are actually going through the suffering, of those oppressive systems that allow Yahoo boys to thrive. The government has to be working. How many times will EFCC arrest Yahoo boys to no real consequences? They just pay them off, and that's the end of the conversation. So when government officials are being paid off by the people that are supposed to arrest, who do you think is suffering the effects? And when you generalize, say Yahoo boy, who do you think suffers from this generalization? It's not the Yahoo boys or the government. It is the people that are not participating in any of this, that have to suffer through these oppressive systems, that are doing a disservice to by generalizing like that. It's not to kind of lecture you or something. I'm just telling you that if you generalize Nigeria as Yahoo or something, my dear, you are doing a disservice to the people that are actually suffering from people. Those kind of people. How many Yahoo boys make it even? You see, people just exploit children because they are boys. They just pack them up in one house, turn them into factory workers, just trying to do something fraudulent. They are not getting that money. They have to give the money to their overlords, and those overlords are involved in, hello Akbar, and these overlords are also, I'm sure they have now gotten involved with this Yahoo thing too. So they sponsor houses where all these children, because they are boys, they will not acknowledge their humanity and the fact that they are minors. They will take all these boys to one place, and those boys are desperate. They go take to one place and they start to try to commit fraud online, and the money is not getting to them. Some of them, we don't know what happens to some of them. Some of them end up as what, ritual killings. Yeah, some of them end up, we can't find them anymore. Some of them languish in prison for things that they did not do. All of this is still part of the exploitative systems and oppressive systems that is in our government here. So you can't just say everybody's Yahoo. Hello Nikki, welcome to the chat. Even spreading that kind of propaganda is kind of hurting Nigerians more than the people that need the information about who is Yahoo or not. It's been long. Nikki, how was school this week? You're having the weekend to yourself, yeah? I hope you have a fun weekend. Do you have any assignment or school work? I hope it's not too stressful for you. Akbar, I wish I understood your language, but I don't. My pastor tell me, say, money is the root of evil. Wait on your one name. Money is the root of all evil. But I gave you money, you collect them. I love that song so much. Oh my god. I wish I could download it or find it somewhere online. I gave you money, collect them. Bye, Nikki. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you. I gave you money, collect them. Money is the root of all evil, but you know they reject the money. That's literally the state. Those ones now, that one is for religious leaders in this country. Yeah, those ones, they are another kind of Yahoo boys. Their own level of Yahoo. People are learning work outside. I don't understand you, Akbar. Your emojis are kind of weird. wearing me out. Wearing me out, yes. Everything that country is hot and games. At least the only thing I can say about hot is that I don't know, the place I'm living in is very cold. Maybe climate change is affecting us as well. We're supposed to be feeling a bit hot here, but the nights are very cold, the mornings are very cold. Sometimes the afternoon is just cold all day. So like the weather is very cold. Me, I'm not complaining. I like it because if there's no light, it's good that everywhere is cold so that you're not drown in your own sweat or something like that. I'm the Yahoo game, the games, oh my God, the games that pastors play, religious leaders play on Nigerians, these same Nigerians. Wait on your one name. Money is the root of evil, but you know they rejecting money. Kolkata, I think Kolkata is in India, yeah? The place in India. What to say? What I'm saying? My pastor thinks I like the song. I think I'm going to look for it now when I'm done with the stream. But you know they rejecting money. Um, I don't want to give that information out, but I currently live in Lagos. That's where I've lived all my life. So I'm more of a Lagosian than anything else. Mommy, please, I don't like that mommy status. I beg. That's my real name, King. Thank you from Kenya. There's a lot of nice Kenyan people. I've met wonderful people from Kenya on my stream. I hope you guys enjoy my content. I met somebody wonderful from Kenya, and they told me about the county they live in. The county is Nakuru. Yeah, they live in Nakuru County. So I went to read up information about Nakuru, and the thing I saw, I was like, wow, I think I want to visit Nakuru one day. I like it because there's a lot of things I want to see there. Number one, the volcano. I want to see the flamingos. I want to visit all the lakes, all your wonderful lake. I wrote it down in my notes. Let me check it. Then the wildlife park, reservation park in Nakuru, yeah. Nakuru County, in Kenya is county 032. Serious, Nakuru, welcome. everybody, let me tell you facts about Nakuru, okay? In case you want to visit Nakuru for a tour, let me tell you facts about Nakuru. Nakuru Nakuru City was named Kenya's fourth city by President Uhuru. They have a population of 2.1 million, and it is the third most populous county in Kenya. It is the 19th largest county in size. Let's keep going. Now, wonderful thing to know about Nakuru is that they have natural sites, yeah? There are flamingos at Lake Nakuru, okay? And so the flamingos are sometimes millions in numbers, yeah, nesting along the shores, and they have great lakes. The lakes in the preserved lakes, or kind of the subscribe my yes. Welcome to the stream. So the wonderful lakes you can see at Nakuru City in Nakuru City is Lake Nakuru, Lake Elementaita, and Lake Naivasha. Lake Naivasha, yeah? Yes. So about the flamingo, the best vantage point to view them is from Baboon Cliff. This is a 188-kilometer area around the lake. That is Lake Nakuru. That is where these flamingos rest. The lake is fenced off. There's a sanctuary, fenced off around the lake. That is called the Rothschild, that houses the Rothschild giraffe and black rhino. So there are rhinos in Nakuru and there are giraffes in Nakuru. So if you want to visit Nakuru City, you would put in your itinerary to see what giraffes and black rhinos. Now, another very, very cool thing about Nakuru is that it is home to the Menengai crater. Did I pronounce it correctly? Menengai crater. Menengai crater is an extinct volcano, 2,490 meters high. Okay. And Menengai crater is the second largest surviving volcanic crater in the world. It rests 2,500 meters above sea levels at its highest point. Now, another prehistoric site in Nakuru is that there is the Hyrax Hill. The Hyrax Hill was discovered in 1926 by Leakeys. I don't really know who Leakeys is, but this site is considered a major Neolithic and Iron Age site. And finally, another place to visit in Nakuru, when you go there for it, or which I will do, I will definitely visit Nakuru, is that it is home to the Rift Valley Institute of Science and Technology. This is a real life tourist attraction, okay? It was established in 1979 by the leaders and people of Rift Valley. So Nakuru is plenteous in so many tourist locations, so many tourist attractions here. If you ever find yourself wanting to visit Kenya, visit Nakuru City, visit Nakuru County, there you see Nakuru City, and you enjoy so many beautiful natural sites. Like, I want to see, first of all, the flamingos. I see the flamingos, and then I want to I don't know how to swim, but I will definitely visit the lakes, those three lakes: Lake Nakuru, Lake Mentaita, and Lake Naivasha. And then I'm going to now take a long hike around the Menengai crater. You can access this crater with a car. There's a road that you can access it through, I guess. I'm not really sure, but that's the description I found online. So anyways, yes, welcome to my channel, Nakuru County Habitat. How would I call it? Local, yeah. Welcome to my channel. One day I hope to visit your city, I hope to visit your county, your country. So lovely to have you here. Oh my god, I'm so happy. I'm so happy you came to my channel. I'm so happy to see you. Like, this is why I don't think I will ever I'm so happy that you're here. Anyways, this is why I have fun on streams, because I know that definitely wonderful people are going to come. I'm going to meet wonderful people. I'm going to meet beautiful people that are going to make my day. How, like, what are the chances, yeah, of me meeting somebody that is also from Nakuru, yeah? I think it's wonderful. Yeah, I think it's just great odds that I have, actually. Um, yeah. So I've been having fun on, like, what I was scared of. Like, wow, I'm really happy that I stuck to my guns, and I trusted in myself, and I stayed through all the nastiness to see this loveliness. Yeah, you guys have made my day. You've made my time on here very worthwhile. And even if, why are you feeling sad, cold hearted? You can't be feeling sad when everybody's happy. Why are you feeling sad? I hope nothing bad is happening to you. Let me drink water. It's always good to be hydrated. Oh, so good to be hydrated. Maybe you should. Oh my god, cold hearted. I don't like comments like this. They don't make me feel good. They make me feel uncomfortable, actually. I don't think I will be able to tolerate comments like this or messages like this, because they are crossing the bounds of, the limits of our interaction, which is just, yeah, they make me very uncomfortable. And even saying you are sad, like, am I supposed to feel bad about this? I don't know you now. You're a stranger, same as I'm a stranger. So thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I would appreciate that. I would appreciate that. Yeah. So today has been beautiful. Today has been wonderful. Even though it didn't feel like that, get to this point. Get to this point, it feels as if I crossed a whole hill. Like, I watched The Long Walk here, and there's this point where the two main characters, Garrity and McFreeze, it is night time, and they are walking and they're walking and they're walking. Well, I'm not interested in being anybody's lover. How about that? That is not my intention being on this platform. Getting through to this point on my stream, it feels like that moment in long walk where Garrity is falling asleep at night as he's walking and his speed is slowing down. And they issued him a warning, but his friend, McFreeze, is like, Garrity, wake up. His friend is like, Garrity, wake up. And Garrity is like, I'm tired. I want to sleep. And he's like, no, pour down your face, pour down your face. And then I take a sip of, no, not me, basically, but like the way they crossed over that hill, where it felt as if Garrity would give up, and he was already out of breath, and McPhee was like, you don't have to breathe. You catch your breath when you get down. You don't have to breathe, just hold on, yeah. Just that scene, yeah, where they eventually make it past the hill and he can catch his breath, that scene, actually, it feels like that's what I experienced in today's attempt to go live. Like, the first attempt was so bad, but the second attempt, this attempt, was also bad to start with. It was very, very bad and horrifying to see. But eventually, I am proud of myself for sticking it out and, just trusting that. And the energy that I receive is the energy that I put out, which is an energy of what? Connection and, kindness and gentleness and positivity and empathy and just, friendliness, basically. Just friendliness that I put out. So I expect that energy to reflect back onto me. So I think that's what I'll hold on to going forward. No matter what I see, I'll be like, the energy I put out is an energy of kindness and friendliness and gentleness and, love. The kind of love that exists between friends, yeah. The kind of love that exists between strangers that don't mean any harm to each other. That kind of love, not that love of romance or that nonsense. So that's not what I'm about. Yeah, so that's the energy I put out, and I expect to get that energy back. So what am I going to do for the rest of the stream? Should I just continue reading my story? Let's continue reading my story. A good story. Prince Dexter, welcome. So I'm reading this book, The Kite Runner, by Khalid Hosseini. Maybe you should check out this book and get it for yourself. It's a very good story. I recommend it to anybody. Although I'm not done with it, but as far as I've read here, I can recommend it as a very, very good book, and I think you would enjoy it. Okay, you would enjoy it. As for story, I spent most of the stream already narrating up to this point where I read. So if you watch the replay of this stream, if you watch it by the time the stream ends, you would, if you watch the replay, you would you will see me narrating. You watch me narrating it, yeah. I think it's very wonderful. I think I did my best with the narration, as best as I could. I think I did my best, and some people had fun with it. So yeah, although it is kind of tragic, yeah, and it has a lot of dark turns in it, but overall, I think it takes you somewhere, the story. So if you watch the replay of this stream, you would see me narrating the story. At this point in time, I've gotten to the point where I have stopped chapter 16. That's where I'm at in the story. I probably will continue the narration tomorrow by the time I read through most of it this evening, yeah, when my stream ends. But anyways, thank you for stopping. Thank you for stumbling upon my stream, yeah. I think it's wonderful that you made your way to this place somehow. I hope you stay for fun and books and more books, because that's my major content here. Just reading books and talking about stories that I read in books. And sometimes I talk about movies. Not yet. I'm not going yet. I still have a few minutes to go. So I still have a few minutes to go. But anyways, my stream is drawing to a close. I still have a few minutes to go. Briefly, what is the context? Okay. So can I read the synopsis for you? Let me read the story synopsis for you. So 12-year-old Amir is desperate to gain the approval of his father and resolves to win the local kite fighting tournament to prove that he has the makings of a man. His loyal friend Hassan promises to help him, for he always helps Amir. But this is 1970s Afghanistan, and Hassan is merely a low-caste servant who is jeered at in the street. Although Amir feels jealous of his natural courage and the place he holds in his father's heart. But neither of the boys could foresee what would happen to Hassan on the afternoon of the tournament, which was to shatter their lives. After the Russians invade and the family is forced to flee to America, Amir realizes that one day he must return to find the one thing that his new world cannot grant him: redemption. So the context of this story is us following Amir, who is our he's kind of like an antagonist here, but he's the main character. He's mean. He betrays his friend Hassan in the most horrid way. And I already narrated, what the whole betrayal was about. Yeah. So basically, we're following his story, you know, from before the betrayal, and after the betrayal, and how he makes his way back actually to finding Hassan. Because now, after the betrayal, Amir goes around life, feeling like when bad things happen to him, when things don't go his way, he feels like that's his punishment for his betrayal of his friend. At one point he even wants to have children with his wife, as an adult, but he can't. Like, his wife can't just conceive. There's nothing wrong with either of them, but his wife just can't conceive. And he determines that, oh, this is because of what he did to Hassan, so he cannot have children, that he doesn't have the rights to have children, and so he decides to. Then somebody calls him one day and tells him, hey, maybe you should see Hassan, maybe you should try to right your wrong, and he takes it, you get. So I think that is the half of the book I'm at now. So when I read it now, after the stream, off stream, after the stream ends, I will narrate it tomorrow on the stream, because I'll be here tomorrow again. Anyways, thank you for spending time with me, however short it might have been. Thank you for being your kind, lovely selves, and for being respectful and curious. Hello, Pius. At this point in time, I would say goodbye to all of you. Yeah, I will see you tomorrow though, so don't be disheartened. Also, I have an Instagram where I post updates of my streams and whatnot. So if you want to check me out on Instagram, it is in my description of this video. You can check me out there. You can follow me if you want. But anyways, thank you for spending time with me. Thank you so much. Okay, bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Subscribe.